Number 23, Baltimore State playing host to Middle Tennessee State this week. Brent Stockstill having a hell of a season for Middle Tennessee State. But the big story for Baltimore State in this game, the return of Franklin Jones, coming back from a mild concussion he suffered a few weeks ago as he completes his first pass of the game. But then he throws an interception to Jake Keller. And overall, this season has just been really disappointing for Jones so far, as he returns and then the first drive he's back on, he throws an interception to end it. Now Middle Tennessee State ball. Here's Brent Stockstill over the middle to Powell. Powell gets the first down after a 7-yard gain. Later in the drive, a 3rd and 17. Stockstill under pressure. He throws it to the end zone across his body to Desmond Anderson as Brad Brown just gets confused there. 7-0 Middle Tennessee State. Then 1st and 10 next drive for Baltimore State. Here's Jones running outside. He gets caught from behind and he fumbles it. Picked up by Middle Tennessee State. So first 2 drives back, and there are 2 turnovers by Jones. Middle Tennessee State wouldn't do anything with it. But on a 4th and 4 next drive for Baltimore State, Jones finds Duncan over the middle for the first down. Then here's Miles Reed still starting in place of Josh Seymour, who's still injured with a back injury. Gets the first down. Baltimore State kicks the field goal, 7-3. Then Stockstill able to find Ty Lee over the middle. Lee able to fight forward for 17 yards on the first down. Later in the drive, 3rd and 6, Stockstill over the middle to Upton. Upton gets up to the 6-yard line. That sets up Stockstill. Throwing over the middle to Tyshawn Brown for the touchdown, and Middle Tennessee State has a 14-3 lead. Franklin Jones actually gets benched going into the second half, and here's Nico Riles, who had a huge game last week. And he's back in the lineup, gets an 11-yard gain. Then he throws right side to Duncan. And what a spin move there by Duncan to get a few more yards into Middle Tennessee State territory. Now 3rd and 3, Riles sitting in the pocket, finds Duncan over the middle, and Duncan gets up to the 13-yard line. That was set up. Riles finding Javier Harewood on the slant pattern for the touchdown. Baltimore State down 4 now. Next Stallion possession. Here's Riles rolling out to the right side. Plenty of time, and he finds Aldrin Johnson at about the 50-yard line. Later in the drive, 2nd and 3, Riles rolling out to the left, and he's going to throw across his body this time, finding Miles Reed for a 9-yard gain in the first down. Next play, Riles rolls out to the left, and he's going to throw it deep to a wide-open Jadarius Duncan for the touchdown. A 33-yard strike. Baltimore State takes a 17-14 lead. In the 4th quarter, here's Reed on the sweep, taking it outside up to about the 26-yard line. That set up a field goal, 20-14 Baltimore State now. As Stockstill's intercepted by Taquan Clay, just the 2nd interception that Stockstill's thrown all season. And that would set up Riles on a 3rd and 11. He rolls out left, and he throws to the end zone to a wide-open Duncan again for another touchdown. This time a 32-yard strike. Baltimore State got the 2-point conversion. It's 28-14. Late in the game, it's a 3rd and 6. Here's a handoff to Ruben Garnett up the middle, and he fumbles the football, picked up by Isaiah Kegler, and that'll be your ball game. Baltimore State, they were down 14-3 at the half, and they scored 25 unanswered to win 28-14. Franklin Jones, of course, benched in the second half, and Nico Riles, 11 for 16, 161 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And it's very plausible that Riles might be the starter from here on out. You'll just have to wait until the next video to find out for sure, though, as we look at the top 25. And Oregon has gone down, losing 36-20 to Cal. They dropped from 1 to 9. Miami also lost to Duke. They're down from 3 to 13. Baltimore State moves up to 21. And North Carolina, Arizona, Cal are all on the outside looking in at the top 25 in the coaches poll. In the media poll, Oregon down to 9 from 1 as well. And Miami down to 12 instead of 13. LSU also lost. They're down from 8 to 13. And Baltimore State moves up to 20 in the media poll. And Texas A&M, Kansas State, Notre Dame drop out of this one. And a few commitments. Brandon Scott is committed to Kansas State. David Spurlock commits to Pitt. And Tony Baker commits to NIU. So we miss out on those 3. I'm disappointed not to get Spurlock and Baker because those are 2 sub-created players. But moving on, Baltimore State going to be taking on Florida International in the next game. Florida International remains the only team in Conference USA that Baltimore State has not defeated. They've lost the first 2 games they've ever played against them. But on the positive side, out of the 3 years that we've done this franchise, or dynasty that is, this is probably the weakest FIU team that there's been. They're 4-5. not in consideration for the Conference USA Championship game. Last year, they were down to the last week, and had they won their last game last year, they would have been in it. This year is totally different. They do return some of the same players that we saw last year, most notably Zach Armour, the tight end that's caused us problems over the past 2 years. But I think that Baltimore Saints defense is definitely up to the task in slowing down this Florida International offense. But we're just going to have to see. And I've actually not played the game yet. Usually when I make these videos, I've already played the game, but I'm about to play the game right now after I record and upload this video. So it should be up later today, if not tomorrow, but we'll have to see. Anyways, stay tuned for the game. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. And I am out of here. Deuces.